You close your eyes and meditate, you're gaining more energy because your thoughts are no longer pointing outwards. Therefore, more energy is gained into your electromagnetic field. The next time you feel low energy, simply turn off your thoughts. You're cursing yourself if you do this. It's the Antichrist cross, which represents the brain and the heart and cutting the connection. Reason why this is bad is because your brain and your heart are directly connected. Every thought you think produces an emotion felt in the heart, and the heart will tell you whether that is a good thought or a bad thought. Your heart is a guidance system, telling you to do the right thing at all times. Symbolizes cutting your connection to your guidance system, cutting you off from your pure intentions. Heart contains 40,000 specialized neurons. Same neurons found in your brain. Your brain has two hemispheres. Thinking and making decisions with the brain can cause confusion because it is polar. The heart is unity. It has one hemisphere. They want you thinking and confusion, cut off from your pure intention and your emotional guidance. You are the Anunnaki. You are Anu, the god of the sky, and you are Ki, the goddess of the earth. Together they were married and they gave birth to the Anunnaki. You are the sky and earth. You are heaven and earth together, spirit and matter infused. Close your eyes, you have an internal world, thought, emotion, consciousness. This is spirit. And outside of you, you have this material body. You are spirit and matter infused together. You have to make sure the compass is on top of the square. The circle, spirit, is on top of matter, which means don't let the material world rule your internal world. Your internal world needs to be commands, not reactions. Because spirit rules over matter, mind over matter. Until you realize all of these ancient texts are encoded and talking about you, you will never be saved. You're losing in life because your phone is a tool of mind control, designed to hijack your attention and redirect the force of your consciousness into nothingness. If you want to win in life, you must understand how your consciousness functions. Consciousness is the most potent force in the universe, and you have direct access to this. They condition your consciousness with fear so that you project a chaotic reality. They fragment your mind so you never gain power. To gain power, you must master your inner world, gaining control over your thoughts and silencing the inner conflict. You know when you want to do something, but you have that inner voice that tells you can't do it? That is a fragmented consciousness. To gain your power, every negative thought you have, think 5 positive more. Meditate 3 times a day. Practice turning off thoughts. This will give you the power to turn on and off your mind and redirect the force of consciousness. If you can focus your mind on one goal and you think about that goal, it will crystallize into your external world through action, your energy, and you will create this reality. They're controlling you to hide the power of consciousness within you. Jesus will never save you, Allah will never save you, Buddha will never save you. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. The universe only exists in this mind of yours. You have to save yourself from the emotional and mental chaos that you are suffering from, the internal hell that you suffer from. Why let your mind take away your power? Why let your mind, the only thing that you can actually control, be an enemy of yours? You have to make the mind your friend so it gives you power. Don't just experience life. Let life experience you. You have to become the conscious creator, the God within you. You are the creator. No one's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. As above, so below. 7 planets give you the 7 chakras, the 7 metals, the 7 days of the week. Sunday for the sun, Saturday for Saturn. The 12 zodiac give you the 12 cranial nerves, the 12 systems in your body, and the 12 cell salts. The universe is fractal. Everything mirrors itself. 0 and 1 is the binary code, which is in the male and female. 5 fingers for the 5 elements. 5 points on your body for the 5 elements. They demonize the middle finger because it's the element they hid, ether. Invisible field that all energy comes from and returns to. It connects everything together to Githa. As above, so below corresponds with everything. This means you are God in a small form. You are made in the image of the stars. Jesus is not going to save you. Allah is not going to save you. Buddha is not going to save you. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself from the emotional chaos, from the mental chaos, negative thoughts, the internal trauma that you are experiencing is what you need to save yourself from. The universe only exists in this skull of yours, in this mind. The real savior is when you save yourself from the internal hell that you may live in, from seeking low-level pleasures, external validation. This is destroying your soul, and no wonder you feel so lost. You have to look within yourself and control the mind. And when you can control the mind, you will control your whole reality. You have to save yourself. Believing in a man in the sky will take you nowhere in life. Have an amazing day. We've all seen the viral videos of me decoding the Bible. I've just found something in the Gospel of John that is going to blow your mind. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. This word is not the vibrational frequency of word. This teaching stems back to the Hermetic philosophy. All is mind. Everything is a mental creation of the all. Every physical object in this physical plane began as a thought in the mind. The word is not vibration, but the inner mental dialogue inside of us. If you close your eyes, before you kick a football, there is a decision, an energetic shift inside of the mind or inside yourself. This command is the true you, the universal consciousness. The word that created all creation is the mind of God. All creation is an emanation of the mind. You possess a small mind, a small version of God's mind. It's not a coincidence this was on John 1:1. 1:1 represents the two pillars of masonry. The inner world and the outer world. The inner world of consciousness reflects outward in the outer world of matter. They are mirrors of each other. 11 is the number of creation. Israel is not the Holy Land. The Holy Land is in you. Israel, Isis, Ra, and El. Isis, the feminine right brain. Ra, the masculine left brain. You enter the Holy Land by aligning your brain hemispheres. Unlocking consciousness, El. Simply do this just by meditating. You enter the Holy Land by turning off your senses, your thoughts and emotions, and you bathe in the awareness of pure consciousness, escaping the activity of the mind, emotions and senses. The Holy Land is not a real place, but a symbolic place inside your own consciousness that you can enter and escape everything. The next time you feel overwhelmed and thinking too much, just simply meditate, turn off everything, and you will bathe in the Holy Land inside your consciousness. If you believe the Earth is a globe, then you are lost in the Matrix and have fell for their programming. How can the sun have a radius of 432,000 miles, yet every sunset and every midday, the sun's size changes dramatically? If the sun was truly that large, then it would not change so dramatically. Sun is a local entity, and this is exactly how it works. North is the center of the Earth. This is the most magnetic point of the Earth's electromagnetic field. This is why we called it the North Pole, because it is literally a pole of electromagnetic energy. The sun and the moon rotate around the magnetic North Pole. All compasses point to the most magnetic point. South is anywhere out from the center. East is right turning around the center. If I am here and I go east, I would end up in the exact same position. West is the opposite. It is left around the center. If I am here and I go west, I would do a full circle and end up in the same position. Now this is how we have the 4 seasons. There are 3 tropics, the Tropic of Capricorn, the Equator, the middle line, and the Tropic of Cancer. The sun does a big spiral and then spirals in towards the center and then spirals back out to do another big spiral. For example, the Tropic of Cancer is the northern people in the northern lands. When the sun is in the small ring, this is now the summertime for the northern people. Then it will slowly spiral out to the equator, which is Libra. Then it will spiral out to the Tropic of Capricorn. This is now the winter time when the sun is in this spiral for the northern people. Then it will spiral back into the equator and spiral back into Cancer, creating the summertime again. And it will just repeat this big spiral and small spiral. The sun does not truly set. It moves across a flat plane and only sets due to your human vision and perspective. You're cursing yourself if you do this. It's the Antichrist cross, and it symbolizes cutting the connection between the mind and the emotions, the brain and the heart, the male and female aspects of consciousness within the human body. They do not want you connecting to your heart. And the reason for that is very, very powerful. Now, you have three aspects of creation. They show you the eye and the triangle because it represents the three forces that create reality: thought, emotion, actions. We think, and if we have feeling towards the thought, then we take physical action towards it, and that generates our reality. But the heart is like a filtering system if we listen to it. Every thought we think is judged in feeling by the heart. Now, what do I mean? If I think of stealing an old lady's purse, my heart tells me through feeling that that is morally wrong, because the heart contains the law of God, of love and purity. So we think, we feel, we act, and the elites only want you to think and act because they do not want us connecting to our hearts, because if we all only acted on what our hearts tell us is right, then we would all unite and we would live in peace. We would be unified. And that is what love is. Love is the unifying force that brings all consciousness together on the earth. And if every human being thought with the love of their heart and acted on this, then we would all bring birth to heaven on earth through our actions. That is the true Christ consciousness, living in law of the heart. This is the law of God. Have an amazing day. You never die. You have more than one body. You have a physical, etheric, astral, and mental body. Every physical object has an etheric energy double. Etheric body connects the astral body to the physical. The ether is the barrier between the physical and the astral. That's why the word together has ether in it. Together. Bringing the two worlds together. The word either is ether. You're on either side of the ether. In the daytime, you're in the physical. In the nighttime, you're in the astral. You know how you can imagine the layout of your house that you grew up in? That is the astral plane, your imagination. Every physical object in the physical world was pulled out of the astral dimension of the imagination. We think, we imagine, we give energy to it, we take physical action. The physical world is crystallized thought. The astral world is lucidic thought. That's why you can change your dreams if you change your thoughts. Physical plane is just more dense than the astral plane. The sun and the 7 planets are etheric energies giving life to the physical world. The word astral has star within it because above the physical is the astral plane. You can't go to space in a spaceship, but you can go with your astral body. Even the Bible talks about astral projection, and the Egyptians definitely knew about this. You have 5 fingers for the 5 senses, and the number 5 holds some great secrets that I love to share with you that can help you gain your power and understanding of the world. The number 5 represents the interaction between spirit and matter. We're going from the spiritual into the material. That's why the number 5 is the middle of the number sequence. From spirit into matter. You are pure consciousness. You are not the body. You are spirit. And spirit interacts through the bridge of the 5 senses. But the 5 senses do not work how they've told you that they work, okay? You are consciousness, and you're experiencing a simulation produced by your brain and your central nervous system. You touch, taste, smell, hear, and see with your brain, okay? Everything you touch, you're not touching it directly. You're not feeling it directly. You're feeling electrical signals going through your nervous system, and your brain's decoding the electrical signals that your consciousness is experiencing. So what is pain? When the nerves detect pain, what is actually occurring is an overload of electrical voltage that surpasses the nerve's capacity to handle it. This excess strain causes the nerves to burn out. It is the burning out, this disruption in the electrical system of your nervous system, that manifests the physical sensation of pain, okay? So everything is your body. Your body is an advanced piece of technology that allows God's consciousness to experience itself in a divided physical form. You are the temple of the divine. It's scary when you figure out that their plan to make you a slave is on the $1 bill right in front of your face. And when you can read it, it gives you some powerful insights. Let's have a look at the $1 bill seal. So, Anno Corruptus Novus Ordo Secularum. This is Latin, which represents announcing the birth of the new order of the ages. So they're building a new world order. And when we place a six-pointed star on the top of it, it reveals the letter A-N-O-M-S, which rearranged spells Mason. The word Mason means to build. A Freemason, building. What are they building? The New World Order. Where are they building? On the earth. You see the earth in the background. What are they building? They're building a pyramid structure, a hierarchy system, where most of the people are in stone. Stone symbolizes low, heavy consciousness. They're asleep. They think they're the body, the name, the job, the reputation. They're lost in illusions. They're in low animal consciousness, and the rest are in the light. The 10% of the pyramid is in the light, representing the elite have the real knowledge of who they are, the human psyche, the soul, and how reality is created. Okay, so let's look even closer into this. So they're Mason, they're building the New World Order on the earth, they're building a hierarchy system. And that's why this is on the money, because money is the hierarchy system. The rich and the poor, the division. But let's have a closer even look at the dollar bill. On the front of the dollar bill, we have an omega symbol. That's an omega. Omega is the last letter of the Greek alphabet, okay? The last letter of the Greek alphabet, which represents an ending. Here we have a phoenix bird, which dies and resurrects. So the dollar, this is on the dollar bill, which is going to die. The dollar bill will die. This is the end, and it will resurrect into a fiat currency, which will create the New World Order, which is complete control, the eye looking over the rest. Your ego is your mind's perception of itself while being incarnated in a physical body. You had no ego as a baby, because the ego is a false character your mind has created through experience, beliefs, and emotional traumas. The system is designed to trap you in your ego. Just screenshot this and know the difference between the soul and the ego. You are not your ego or the body or belief or name or job. You have a physical material body, and inside you, you have forces of energy, thoughts, emotions, visualizations. These are not physical. You're an invisible being controlling a visible physical body. Your inner world of consciousness is either operating in hell, animalistic instinct states, or heaven. Jesus was never real. He is a state of consciousness, an ideal state that we need to cultivate within ourselves. I always get asked, why are Freemasons called Freemasons? This has deep connections with the ancient cathedrals that we can't build today, and maybe even the Egyptian pyramids. The word Mason means builder. And the reason why they're called Freemasons, free builders, this is because the origins of Freemasonry was a group of builders who understood and had the knowledge of how to build these ancient structures. These specific structures that we see everywhere around the world that we cannot replicate today. They were the people who possessed the knowledge to build these structures. And in this specific time of history, the world had many different empires and different kings in each country. And every empire would control and restrict the people that they controlled, where they traveled, what they said, what they believed, what religion, everything. The civilians in each empire were not allowed to travel around the world. They had to stay inside of their emperor's kingdom. However, the Freemasons possessed the knowledge to build these amazing structures. Therefore, the emperors around the world would contact the Masons to come and build a magnificent structure in their kingdom or empire. This is why we see Freemasons use Egyptian symbolism, Sumerian symbolism, and all sorts of symbolism around the world, because they gained hidden knowledge from each empire around the world. They were known as Freemasons. They were free to travel the world and build. This is how the lodge system started, because they gained a lot of wealth, a lot of power, and a lot of knowledge by going around the world and gaining hidden wisdom, hidden knowledge of consciousness, how you function, psychology, the brain and the heart. And this is how they built their kingdom of the lodge system. And that's why they are called Freemasons. Your chest is the treasure chest because this is where the heart is, which contains the soul. The soul contains the inner guidance that tells you what is right and what is wrong. When you steal, when you hurt someone, you can feel it in your heart that it's wrong. We don't need a government, we just need to connect with our hearts because this has God's law of morality and integrity. The treasure is your life's purpose, which is hidden within the heart, the soul. You find your life purpose by following your heart. Every time you go against the heart, this is pulling you away from your life's purpose. Every time you say yes to your heart, this is leading you down the path to discovering who you truly are and why you are here. Emotions are the language of the soul. On the other side of jealousy is where your soul wants to be in life. On the other side of your fear for something is the greatest growth that will make you become the better person. Let your emotions be your teacher. On the other side of your negative emotions is the greatest growth. Your heart is so much more than just a pump that pumps blood around your body. And I'll probably get in trouble if I mention it on here. Thank you to everyone who's shown support with the book. We are trapping our souls in the earth. The dollar bill symbolism shows you this. If we translate these words from Latin, it says announcing the birth of the new world order. Draw a 6-pointed star, you get ASNOM, which spells Mason. The word Mason means build. Building the new world order. And here we see the ground or the earth. They're building the new world order on the earth. The new world order is a pyramid scheme with only a few elite people with true hidden esoteric knowledge, symbolized as light and the eye of consciousness. The rest of society will be hidden in dull, dark stone bricks, symbolizing heavy, weighed down consciousness. People who lack self-awareness and they are identifying with their heavy physical body and ego. Their aim is simple: to limit the human mind so that you do not figure out who you are, what you are. Keep your consciousness locked in a 3D state so you do not ascend from this plane. Everything this matrix does is to trick you into believing you are a physical being. So when you die, you are still addicted to the worldly pleasures and you will reincarnate yourself back to this plane. To learn more about consciousness, this book is for you. When you close your eyes and meditate, you're gaining more energy because your thoughts are no longer pointing outwards. Therefore, more energy is gained into your electromagnetic field. The next time you feel low energy, simply turn off your thoughts. World War III is not going to kill you. You never actually die. Your consciousness exists and operates outside of this physical dimension. If your mind can move forwards and backwards in time, this means your mind is not bound to the present moment, which your body is. You are not the body. You are the one controlling the mind. You are a higher being of consciousness controlling this physical body. Every time you go to sleep, you die. Daytime is life, nighttime is death. The summertime is life, wintertime is death. The universe is one giant macro and micro fractal cycle. It is one big macro and microcosm. Stop worrying about death. This is the biggest fear-based mind control that they have installed into our minds. You never, ever die. And knowledge is the only thing that you can take from this world.
I just broke my account. I'm dead. I can't do this.
This is a clear example of how your personal experience and reality is created through the generative principle. The prime generator of your reality is care and emotion. She cared about her TikTok being banned. Therefore, she took action towards it. All creation goes through this process. You think something, if you care about it in your heart, you take action towards it. The body follows the heart. This is called the generative principle. The force that generates your life and your actions is care, the generative principle. So if you truly want to build something great in your reality, you truly have to care about it to create it. Why is no one talking about how we can end this war? The simple way to end the war is not to enter the war and go and fight for your country, but simply refuse to participate in the war and fight anyone. The only way we can stop being ruled and controlled as humanity is to simply connect with the law that's already within us. The law that you obeyed as a child. You knew not to hurt someone. You knew not to be racist. You knew not to steal because you felt inside that it was wrong. The soul communicates to you through emotion. Emotion's the language of the soul. Thought is the language of the mind. And if we allow the soul, our love, care, law within us, to govern our thoughts and actions, and if everyone did this and went within ourselves and connected with this heart intelligence, we would not be controlled. The word government means to govern the ment, control the mentality, mind control. It's very simple. Have you ever noticed the more you consume, the more depressed you become? This is because you are not designed to consume. You are designed to create, turning non-physical into a physical reality, thoughts into physical reality. You hold the power. The same power that God created the physical world is the same power that you hold of turning non-physical thoughts into a physical, tangible reality. Stop consuming. Let's create. The Bible is secretly encoded. The three wise men are parts of your brain. You have three glands in the brain, the pineal, thalamus, and pituitary. The three men give presents to Jesus. These three glands give presents to your body. The thalamus produces dopamine. Pineal gland produces melatonin, which rejuvenates red blood cells and slows aging. The pituitary gland produces serotonin, a natural mood stabilizer, heals wounds, toxin regulation, bowel movement, maintaining wakefulness. Three wise men are the three glands in the brain, and the presents are serotonin, melatonin, and dopamine to the central nervous system and the body. The body's health relies on the harmonious functions of these three glands in your brain. The Bible is not history and is not meant to be taken literally. You are God in human form. Why is it Jesus is always doing this hand gesture? The halo represents the mind. The heart represents emotion and love. The two fingers are unified, not divided, representing the unifying of the mind and the heart. That's how we create heaven on earth. If you think with the love of the heart, these two forces unified give birth to perfect action in the world. That is what Christ consciousness is, and that's how we all create heaven on earth. You are Jesus, you are God, and love is the unifying force that brings all consciousness together. Don't need a government, we just need to follow the love in our hearts.
This isn't just architecture.
It's a manual for becoming powerful. The two pillars, you see them everywhere. Ancient Rome, Solomon's Temple, Egypt, and even modern courtrooms. They represent the two forces inside every human. Masculine, feminine. Freemasonry, they're called Jachin and Boaz. Connected by a bridge. That bridge is the key. The masculine pillar is action, the physical world, what you do in the world, what you can see. The feminine pillar is intuition, the unseen world, what you feel. Power comes when your actions align with your inner guidance. Emotions aren't just random feelings, they're energetic signals showing you the right path. When action and intuition are bridged, you walk on your soul's true journey. Like a domino effect, it leads you to your life purpose. The Temple of Solomon encodes this. Sol, meaning sun, masculine. Mon, meaning moon, feminine. Building the Temple of Solomon isn't about stone. It's about building these forces within you to be unified. Symbolism is power. The ancients encoded divine knowledge into stone for those who have eyes to see. Once you have the eye to see, then you will realize circles are feminine, lines are masculine. This is present in the human body. Undeniable proof that everything is an intelligent design. The Egyptians knew this. The rod with a curve represents feminine. The rod with a line represents masculine. Crossing the masculine and feminine rods together represents unity of masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. The Freemasons show you the same thing. Compass creates circles, feminine. Square creates lines, masculine. Unity of masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. Aligning the left and right brain. Aligning actions with intuition. Mastery over spirit and matter. It's all the same symbolism, merging the masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. And this is what allows you to reach a higher consciousness, a higher understanding of yourself. Have you ever wondered why we pray over food? It goes much deeper than God blessing your food. You are literally a bioelectrical battery. And your words are literally swords. When you speak, you produce electromagnetic sound waves. The true meaning of speaking over food is to raise the frequency of the food before you place it inside your temple. But there's one more thing. We used to hold hands over the food also. You are an electromagnetic battery, and when we hold hands, we're amplifying our energy and connecting the energy, which is another way to change and raise the frequency of the food. In the medieval times, they used radium glassware, and they would eat with silver and gold forks and knives. These natural materials vibrate on a high healing frequency, which is another way to raise the frequency of the food. Remember, illness is a frequency, and if you vibrate on a low frequency, you match the frequency of illness. If you vibrate on a higher frequency, you do not. This is why the people who have good thoughts and have mastered their consciousness and vibrate highly, they never get sick. You can't go to heaven, but your mind can. Corinthians 15:50. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God. You don't just have a physical body. You have a mental body, spiritual body, and emotional body. Flesh and blood is the physical body. It can't go to heaven, but your emotions, spirit, and mind can. Heaven is an internal state of consciousness, not a physical place in the afterlife. Heaven is a state of mastery, having full control over your body, emotion, spirit, and mind. No longer suffering from chaotic thoughts and chaotic emotions. Everything's hidden in allegory and stories. The Book of Wisdom will help you decode this. Holy Grail is the neck and the head. The ancients traveled across the world to find the Holy Grail. This journey to find the Holy Grail is symbolic of going within the self. They did not travel across lands to find the Holy Grail. Holy Grail is an inward journey of gaining the sacred knowledge of what you truly are. The cup is filled with light. Light is symbolic of knowledge. When someone's very smart, you call them bright. Illuminati is illumination of the mind. It's information of the self. The quest to find the Holy Grail is about finding the light within, gaining information about the self. Ancient knowledge is hidden behind allegories and stories. Illuminati means illumination. It is the illumination of your mind. You illuminate your mind by understanding how your psyche works, your subconscious, your heart, your brain, and how these things function to create your own reality. It's about gaining unity consciousness. That's why there's one eye in a triangle. The triangle's the number 3, the 3 emanations and expressions of consciousness. Consciousness expresses itself through thoughts, emotions, and actions. There is one eye representing unity, unifying thought, emotion, action to operate in the world efficiently and effectively. Very simple. The reason why we're being controlled is because we do not understand ourselves. The moment you understand yourself, you find your own power and you create your own reality. So the system relies on people being ignorant and not knowing themselves.